I'm not going to go through all of the G shapes. They will be available in PDF Club, but you know, because it will take forever for me to systematically go through everything. Root, third, fifth, root. I'm going to do the what I call the Dylan G, which is the 3-fingered version there. So there's the G shape. Now we can think to ourselves, that's major, and the formula for that is root, third, fifth. So what if we want a Gsus2? We're going to look at what's available to us to be able to move around. And I think the easiest way to make a Gsus2 is to take this root here. See the third there? We drop it down. We drop that down there. And that means we end up with the fifth, the root, and the third. We're going to suspend that. So what we do is we suspend it by putting the fifth on there. And then we have the root there. So this is the shape that you end up with. It looks like a G, but the thing is, that open A is a bit muddy, okay? So what I like to do is, I'll just put that A and take it up an octave. So look, here's that chord again. Yeah, and let me just show you. I'll do it on a different diagram here. Sus2 again. So we're going to get root. I'll kill this one here. No A string, but I'm going to keep the fifth. I've already got a root, so I don't need to double up on it, but I will put the 2 here. And then I'll keep that fifth, and I keep the root there. So you end up with this shape. Now you can hear it sounds bright. Listen to how that works. Back to a normal G there. Now, if I want a Sus4, what I do is I like to push this up here. There's the third. Exchange it for that. This shape, why I like this shape, is because it leaves you with just 1/3. This shape leaves you with 2/3. You've got a third there on the 2nd fret of the A string, and you've got a third as the open B string, which means it becomes harder to muck around with these suspensions and add chords and all that sort of other good stuff. Because if I take that off there, the third's still present. So the way we tame it is by using this, I call it the Oasis G, this one here. I know that it does sound a bit muddy in the bottom end there. Now we can play it in a different way, and if you've ever seen people who play the G like this, now the fingering of this is really particular, because this is the way it works. So this is going to be for a Gsus4. So we're going to have a G, we're going to mute that string there, and we're going to have the 4 just there, and we're going to have the root here as well. So we've got the root, and I've got the fifth here. So this is going to be a Sus4. So it's a Gsus4. There's your G. Now if I add that third in, it's not a Sus4 anymore. It's become an add 11. Great chord is this, because it's so close to the C. Look at this. If I move that shape down, I get a C chord with an extra fifth in the upper voice here on the thin E string. Okay, just take that off. Or if I mute that over there, yeah, I'm muting the A string to get rid of the third. So this is what you've got to do, because once you know where these notes are that move you away from your understanding of what the chord is, this is the Oasis G chord. This is the one that I call the Oasis G chord there. And it's just got these 2 fingers here, because what we've got is we've got a root here, we've got a fifth here. Yeah? And then we've got the root here, and then we've got the third here. And we've got a fifth, and then we've got a root again. So there's only 1/3 present. Whereas this one, there's 2/3. Yeah? Which makes it harder to manage. And also, I think, you know, if you listen to this, there's a clash in between the chord there, because going from the open B to this note here, we get a minor 6th, okay? And I think it sounds a bit twee, whereas this, got a ringing 4th there, perfect 4th. just sounds more rounded because there's only 1/3. But like I say, so you can see that all the action's happening on the A string.